This video is to tell you about an exciting new initiative by the GeoDeliberation Project called the Citizens Initiative Review. This is about to launch a series of pilot projects beginning on Monday, December 1st, 2014. The GeoDeliberation Project is a partnership between the College of IST and the State College Borough Government, supported by the National Science Foundation. We spent the last 2 years investigating current practices for civic engagement and supporting spatial decision-making in a community planning context with the hopes of creating an online system where citizens could engage more directly with city planners in State College. Up until now, our project has investigated a lot of parts of visualization, ways to display and summarize information in our online system. We looked at many forums that we could create within our online system and then find every possible news article or bit of information on those issues and display them in interactive timelines. So here you can see every news article that was posted about a particular issue so that a citizen could not only read in the newspaper one slice in time and what was being said about a particular issue, but as that issue has changed over time, and as you click on each one of them, you get the full story and the comments that surround that particular issue that were made by citizens. We wanted to then summarize those comments into visualizations that allowed you to see keywords that were used the most in larger font and keywords that were used the least in smaller font, and then how those keywords were used over time. So as you can see here, there's a lot of peaks and lulls. As one particular peak of the word risk increased, so did the word NIMBY. And then we attached all those comments to the geospatially to the parts of a map that they were referring to. So here you can see alternative courses of action that could have been taken for this particular issue. The borough manager, Tom Fontaine, arranged for us to meet with City Council and Planning Commission members to discuss how this type of online feedback could translate into borough decision making. Council members and Planning Commission members were really receptive to our ideas, but we realized the challenge of not just summarizing the breadth and depth of planning information, but really working out a meaningful way for citizens to process this large amount of information by creating brief descriptions for others in the community that to use. We found the Citizens Initiative Review process, or the CIR, to be a very effective method for facilitating community conversations that's been used in a variety of applications over the past 30 years. It's been adopted into Oregon state law in 2011 and is currently being considered by Colorado, Washington, and Arizona. Through this process, a panel of 24 voters that are randomly chosen rather than self-selected by anyone who has a stake in the outcome of the issue come together over 4 to 5 days to discuss a particular issue or in their case a ballot measure that all Oregon voters would be voting on, and they hear from subject matter experts, and proponents and opponents of the measure are given equal time and opportunity to make a case in a way that's designed to eliminate ballot bias when the panelists review this issue. This process has been designed to be a fair and in-depth review process of the issue, and the citizens treat the issue as if they're a jury and they're putting this particular issue on trial. And the outcome is not innocence or guilt, but rather to create a citizen statement that will be used by all voters in the area. So they look at a lot of the measure input through the actual ballot initiative text. They also read a statement from the proponents and opponents of the issue. Those might be lobbyists or college professors or people that are particularly affected by that issue. The citizens then look at all claims that they can possibly extract from those documents, and as they create these claims and they decide that maybe they don't have enough information to create that citizen statement for voters to use, they might call upon those subject matter experts for question and answer sessions. In the end, they will winnow down all the claims that they've identified into a statement that's 20 statements long, each statement being no more than 50 words. They will then identify the top 10 findings, which really define that issue and why it's important to that community. They will identify 5 arguments that are strongest in favor of the issue and 5 that are strongest arguments in opposition to the issue. For our community initiative review process, that is not for a statewide ballot initiative, but rather a community issue that's been identified by the borough and city members of our community, we will gather a panel of 24 randomly selected, demographically diverse taxpayers that will be affected by that particular community issue. And then over a multi-day review, the panelists will hear directly from subject matter experts that will be for the pro, the con, and also the findings, and that panel can ask questions and answers from those subject matter experts until they understand the issue fully enough to create the citizen's statement that will highlight the most important findings that are for and against, and it will be a fact-based resource for other people in our community to use. So it will be distributed on neighborhood listservs, on the City Council website, and possibly within local media. This process will allow citizens to do this not throughout by being held up in a single room for 4 to 5 days, but we're adapting this process to be something that can happen in an online system. So we'll begin with an in-person meeting that will be 3 hours long where we review our process and how to use our online tool. And then over the course of a week, the citizens will go online to look at the issue through particular documents that are uploaded that introduce the issue, the proponent and opponent statements, and they'll also ask questions of the subject matter experts that will be added to this through videos from those subject matter experts. The citizens will then create claims by highlighting particular claims within those documents that they feel are necessary for other citizens to know about and pull them forward to the first round of claims. In a second round of claim making, those claims will then be categorized or possibly reworded. They'll be identified as being proponent statements, opponent statements, or findings, and the citizens also will have the opportunity to reword them if they don't quite make sense as they are pulled out from those initial documents. Later on, the citizens will begin prioritizing the claims to winnow down from all possible claims to those top 10 findings, 5 pro and 5 con. This innovative process has been successful in the state of Oregon, and we hope it will be successful for State College residents as well. This is a quote from somebody who went through this process in the state of Oregon. They said, "Oregon voters should have the opportunity for this type of balanced analysis of every ballot measure. Voters won't always agree with the recommendations of these panels, but that's not the point. The purpose is to help voters make the most informed decisions possible, and that's really through reading that final statement." We hope that if you get a letter in the mail inviting you to be one of our panelists, that you'll consider this invaluable opportunity to move forward a new and innovative way for civic engagement to take place in our community. Thanks for watching our video.